I've been hearing the words overwhelmed, and I don't know what to do next in a lot of conversations lately. Hey, I've even said it myself a few times over the past few weeks. The comments have used different words to explain basically the same issue. I'm overwhelmed with all that needs to be done. I'm so busy, I don't know where to start. I'm so tired, I don't have the energy, or I just can't wrap my head around it. And you can insert your own it here. We all have those days when it's just feeling all just too much. So, what do? That's what we're going to explore today. Four simple ways to deal with overwhelm as an entrepreneur. Hey there, I'm your host, Marta Gertson, and welcome to Doing Business Gently. This is a podcast for women who are ready to think and do business from a place of purpose and intention. If that sounds like you and you've wondered what it means to have a gentle and aligned business, you are in the right place. This is a safe place where we talk about life business integration, and we approach this idea by creating a life first business, one that's aligned to fit you, your values, priorities, personality, and the current season of life you're in. We also talk about how to find business clarity so that you're not constantly second guessing every single decision you make in your business, how our faith and business can work together, and very importantly, we talk about doing this all from a habit and a place of rest. So join me today as we look at a few simple ways to deal with and hopefully tame overwhelm in your business. This episode is brought to you by the Weekly Reset Routine Mini Workshop. This is a mini workshop created for Christian women entrepreneurs who are ready to de stress their weekly business schedule in about 30 minutes or less. If you are ready to start your Monday morning feeling prepared and ready to face a new week, then this De Stress Your Business workshop is for you. In it, you're going to learn how a simple weekly routine can help keep you on track, how to plan for and not forget important life and business stuff, quick and easy ways to slow down, take a deep breath, and prepare your heart and mind for the week ahead. This simple routine can become a healthy habit that grows with you and your business, no matter what stage of business you are in. No more scrambling because you forgot an appointment, no more wondering what you can and can't say yes to, and know upfront what can be changed when the emergencies come, and they often do. This is a great way to learn how to do business gently. This mini workshop includes a video and a workbook that walks you through the entire routine, along with suggestions on how to tailor it and customize it for you and your business. Start a new healthy habit and routine for your gentle business with a weekly business reset routine. You can learn more at selastudios.co/weekly reset. I love spending time on Pinterest. It's interesting, it's creative, I find inspiration, and it's a great place to find tools and resources that can help you in your business. I've been on it for years. I remember back in the day where you had to get an invitation from somebody else to start using it. Pinterest has come a long way from those days. But on the other hand, it's also a platform that can drive me a little nuts, especially when I come across pins that say things like 40 tactics to get your business visible, 30 digital products you can sell in your coaching business, 12 things to do when you're feeling overwhelmed, 39 lists to make when you feel overwhelmed. Some of these are exact pin titles that I have seen in Pinterest within the last week. I'm sure a lot of these pins and these blog posts are helpful, or at least are meant to be helpful. But when you are feeling overwhelmed, you just need something simple, easy, and doable right here, right now. You don't need a list of 40 or 50 new things to deal with overwhelm. So I'm not going to throw out a huge list of things at you that might be helpful, but instead we're going to focus on four simple things you can use today, right now, and usually in just a few minutes' time. But first, before we get to those four simple things, let's take a look at some of the signs of overwhelm, what to learn to look for. Because a lot of times we enter a season or state of overwhelm and it just kind of creeps up on us. Or one day we wake up and just everything feels heavy and hard. So that's one of them. Is everything feel heavy and hard? And when you think about that, does your anxiety start spiking for no real reason other than things just feel like a lot? Your brain won't stop thinking. It's overthinking, it's revisiting or ruminating over your business, your to do list, a project, and you just can't let it go. Maybe you're procrastinating and delaying the start of a project or starting something because it just feels so big, even the small stuff. Maybe you're finding yourself staring at the screen and finding it hard to focus and take that next step or that first step and just start. You're probably also afraid to slow down and stop because if you do, those spinning plates that you have sort of under control are going to start to drop. There are a lot of signs of overwhelm, and it's good to pay attention and take note of how you're feeling during those times. It's good to recognize the signs of feeling overwhelmed. How's your body feeling? How's your mind feeling? How's your planning? How is your vision for your business feeling? Because when you're paying attention, a lot of times you can start to head it off at the pass before it becomes a big issue. But when it does overtake you, here are four simple things that you can do. Step number one is take care of you. Now, this first part of take care of you, it kind of feels like a cheat. And I'm going to tell you to take a moment to just breathe. But I can tell you from personal experience, the more I learn about how breath impacts our body and it impacts our anxiety, and as I practice breathing exercises for myself, I can see what an impact they can have in just a few seconds. Over the past couple of months, I've been taught simple, gentle breathing exercises to practice each day so that when anxiety spikes or overwhelm does hit, I can stop for just a few seconds of slow, steady breathing. And it allows me to recalibrate and kind of calm down before going back to whatever it was I was working on in the moment. It is fast becoming an invaluable tool for me when my to do list feels extra long, my project is not going as planned, or I'm dealing with a difficult personal situation or a difficult client situation. And it really is simple. You sit in a comfortable spot, put your feet on the floor with your hands relaxed by your side. And depending where I am, oftentimes I like to close my eyes and just breathe in through my nose and release that breath through my mouth. It takes just a few seconds, and within a few breaths, I can feel my brain slowing down. I can actually tell where the tightness is in my body, and I can relax facial muscles, relax my shoulders, my neck, and my arms start relaxing. And just it just takes a few breaths to realize what's going on and go, wait a minute, I'm okay. I'm safe. This is okay. And we're going to deal with this. And pulling yourself back from that state of panic or that overwhelm just through breathing is an invaluable piece to have in your toolkit. The other part of taking care of you here is take a break, step away from the computer. Overwhelm is often a sense that things are swirling and moving so fast out of our control and we just can't keep up. Slowing down the pace of your thinking can help you see what is important and what isn't, what is urgent and what just feels urgent. It's easier to take a look and say, you know what, I'm feeling anxious or this is feeling urgent. And it feels like it's too big because I'm in a state of overwhelm. Overwhelm can sneak in and make us think that everything is important and urgent. Taking a break to think about something else, to change your focus for just a minute, can be the rejuvenation we all need to come back clearer headed and ready to face the task, the project, or the to do list. And again, this is something that it doesn't have to take a long time. Go take a step outside for a few minutes, walk the dog around the block, grab some water, brew a cup of coffee or tea, do some of these breathing exercises, go clean up the breakfast dishes, fold some laundry. Just some sort of simple activity that takes you out of the overwhelm that you're feeling in your business and puts you into a different frame of mind. You will be surprised how quickly that sense of overwhelm feels so less, well, overwhelming and less anxiety producing when you can take yourself out of that state of overwhelm, even just for a few seconds. And you can identify, am I okay to go back or do I need a longer break or do I need to do some more breathing exercises? But when you are caught up in that state of overwhelm, it is hard to think clearly, it's hard to think logically, and everything feels important. So, those two parts of taking care of yourself, do some breathing exercises or go take a break, those can make a world of difference. One of my favorite exercises to do when I'm feeling overwhelmed or when I see a project in front of me and it just feels big is to do a brain dump. This is one of my main go-tos on the days I feel frozen or overwhelmed. Get it all out of your head. I also call it clearing the decks. Write down any pending item, an in-process project, appointments that are coming up, ideas that you want to pursue, thoughts, ideas, projects, anything that is just cluttering up your brain and everything you're trying to keep on your in your head, get it down and write it down on a piece of paper. Sometimes your brain is going, wait a minute, I cannot hold all of this in one place. And I'm trying to remember everything for you, but this is too much. I can't handle it anymore. And so when you can get it out onto a piece of paper and you can see all that is cluttering up in your head, sometimes that is the source of overwhelm. You're trying to remember everything that you don't need to. So this can be a quick and easy stress relieving and even overwhelmed feeling release type of activity. And there's something that happens when you take your pen to paper and start writing. It is a different way of accessing emotion and your brain than it is just talking or typing on a keyboard. So when you're doing this kind of brain dump, I highly, highly recommend taking pen to paper and just getting it all out. It's okay if it's messy. It's okay if you make spelling mistakes. This is not the point of this exercise. Perfectionism is not required. It is literally writing fast to get stuff out of your head. And then once you have that list, there's a lot of things you're going to realize, oh, that's actually done. Or this is in the future. I don't need to worry about it. This can go on my calendar so I don't forget. Or I can make that call right now and take care of this particular task. So don't underestimate how a simple brain dump, a clearing of the decks, can help you get out of overwhelm. Another way to use this is if you have a project in front of you that feels really big, is just take this project and just write down everything that you're thinking about this project. Processes, steps, things you have questions about, things you need to investigate, things you need to do on your website, things you need to put in your email marketing service. All of these, getting it down onto paper instead of trying to organize it and remember it in your head can be a huge benefit to helping you deal with overwhelm in a very simple manner. Number 3 is start small. Now you have your project all brainstormed, or you just have everything out of your head and down onto paper. Go through that list and pick 1, 2, or 3 super simple things you can get done right now. And make sure to keep them simple. Things that you can just do in a few minutes' time. Because this is what's going to help you build momentum by taking simple action. And often it's the jump start you need to refocus and get back to work. Tip number 4 is to celebrate and then evaluate. First, I want you to celebrate the fact that you took simple steps that brought you back to a level of calm. Don't ignore the fact that you saw the overwhelm, identified it, took some steps to calm down and to look at what's important really and truly versus what just feels urgent and important. Celebrate these wins. Celebrate the fact that you took action. Celebrate the fact that you said, I can do this. Another form of celebration is documenting the fact that you did it. So now you have a way to go back and say, you know what, on this day I felt overwhelmed and these were the simple steps that I took and it worked and it helped me not feel so overwhelmed. So once you've done your celebrating, once you've taken those action steps and you've kind of gotten your momentum back and you've lessened that sense and hopefully eliminated that sense of overwhelm, now is the time to go back and evaluate for a minute or two and take a look. What brought you to this level of overwhelm? Sometimes it is literally just trying to remember too much. Maybe there's something going on in your personal life that feels so overwhelming that it's impacting your ability to do business. Maybe it is you're letting way too many voices inside your world through social media, through email, through the courses, through coaches that you're listening to. Maybe it's time to slow down and eliminate some of those voices. Maybe it's time to get back to what you know. Maybe it's time to get back to basics and remind yourself These are my values. These are my priorities. These are my goals. Am I working on these or am I doing things that are not in alignment with my goals, priorities, and my values? And honestly, we can take a look at this usually within a few minutes and identify pretty quick. No, I'm out of alignment. Or this is something I need to take a look at. Am I letting my boundaries slip? Or is there something that caught my attention that sounded really exciting and I said yes to and I really shouldn't have? So take that time, just a few minutes, to jot down a few notes or look at your calendar, look at your to do list, and take a moment and evaluate how are my values and my priorities being reflected in my calendar, in my to do list, in my project list. And start to identify the areas that maybe you're out of alignment. Because when you are working out of alignment and working out of step with your values and priorities, that is inviting overwhelm into your life and into your business. It's important that we build a toolbox of simple and easy tools that you can pull out and use at any time when you are feeling overwhelmed or when you're feeling that anxiety creep back in. Having a toolbox of tools like this that you can pull out is a great asset to designing a gentle business. Gentle does mean having boundaries, slowing down, and doing business with intention and purpose. That is hard to do when you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed. So let me ask you, of these four simple tools, which one could you start using today? In what ways do you deal with overwhelm? Is there a simple tip you would add to this list? I would love to hear it. You can reach out to me in the DMs on Instagram, or you can leave a comment on the blog post for this episode. The link to this episode is in the show notes below. And so I'd love to hear from you. Either which of these four steps you would love to use and you can use today, or what is a tip that you would like to add? A weekly business reset routine is a great way to develop intentional, purposeful habits in your business that can help you deal with overwhelm and anxiety in your business. It's a routine that can help you reduce your stress on a weekly basis in 30 minutes or less. If this is something that you would like to start learning, you can learn more at selastudios.co/weekly reset. Thanks for joining me today. In the next episode, we're going to continue this journey of exploring the idea of how to design a gentle business that fits you and explore this interesting idea of business hushing. If that sounds intriguing, join me in the next episode. And together, let's keep learning how to create a simple and sustainable business where we all can do business gently.